and Virginia share a long-standing lacrosse rivalry. Both border battle and conference clash. The Cavaliers are the #1 team in the land. Grant Catalino and the Terrapins can clinch the ACC regular season title today. The big man is the focal point of their attack.
It's March 28th, 2009, on a cool day in Charlottesville, Virginia. At Klockner Stadium, the UVA men's lacrosse team is gearing up to take on the University of Maryland. #1 Virginia has a high-powered offense that begins with their star-studded attack line, including seniors Danny Gladding and Garrett Billings and freshman phenom Steele Stanwyck. Stanwyck was the #1 recruit coming out of high school, and he's already averaging more than 3 points a game. At the midfield, the Cavs have one of the most explosive players in the country, Shamel Bratton, and his split dodge leaves defenders in the dust. He's accompanied by Brian Carroll, another midfielder with a cannon of an outside shot. At defense, UVA is led by junior big man Ken Clausen and sophomore goalie Adam Gittleman. They've been giving their opponents trouble all season long.
Yeah, it was. I remember being kind of an overcast, gray day, and you knew you were going to be in for a battle. Maryland was always tough for us. I mean, we won our fair share of games against them, but they were just a blue collar working team, and you knew you were going to have your hands full. And as you said to me before the game, that it's likely to be a 1-goal game, or a game might be decided in overtime. I wouldn't have disagreed with you at all, and so we just knew we were going to have our hands full.
Now, Maryland is known for their big, strong, and athletic players, like sophomore attackman Grant Catalino, who uses his 6'5", 240-pound frame to bully defenders. He's joined by an even bigger player in Will Yateman, a 6'6", 260-pound tight end at Notre Dame who transferred to College Park just a few months ago.
They had two huge attackmen there, and Yateman and Catalino, they were skilled in addition to being big, and so they were just a handful. They were one of the a couple of the few guys in all my years that could just overpower a defenseman, and you just knew you were going to have your hands full with either one of those two guys. And
now the Terps have plenty of midfield talent up top with guys like Dan Groot and Jeremy Sieverts, and they also have a great defense with LSMs like Brian Farrell and Jake Bernhardt. They also have preseason All-American goalie Brian Phipps locking down the cage. The Terps are coached by Dave Cottle, a fierce, legendary coach who's looking to lead the Terrapins to their first national championship since 1975. So 2 powerhouse teams, 2 legendary coaches, and 1 game to decide who's the real king of college lacrosse.
Virginia will attack from behind the goal as now Maryland goes into a zone defense.
Good pass inside, and it's touched home on the quick stick by John Haldy. When you're in trouble, you need help, you find #1. Yateman working on a roll dodge. There are numerous ways to avoid defenders. On a sneak, score!
10-second violation, quick restart.
Working in, Groot fires and scores! Groot got his feet set and gives Maryland its first lead.
The first quarter was really sloppy, with 10 combined turnovers from both teams. Right now, Maryland goalie Brian Phipps is off to a hot start with 3 saves. It's 2-1 Maryland.
We don't play very well, frankly. We're a little sloppy. Again, it's a gray day. It's Maryland. It's not going to be one of those high-scoring games with Syracuse or one of those kind of things,
Pass. That will give Maryland a final whack.
Turnover city here in Charlottesville for the Cavaliers.
Kelly on the intercept. Time getting late. Billings finds Stanwyck. Drive. He scores! Steele Stanwyck.
The second quarter gets even sloppier. Virginia and Maryland have 16 combined turnovers in this quarter alone. It's 3-2 Virginia going into the second half.
Get every man ball, play together, play tough, help your goalie, help everybody. We're Maryland Terrapins. Yeah! Be the best on 3. 1, 2, 3. Be the best!
Maryland winning the opening draw the third quarter. Holmes doing the honors. Then it's a 50-50 ball. Gaudette goosed it out there, and Giannone runs it down for Virginia. Steve Giannone got a step, and he scores!
It's the third quarter now, and big body Will Yateman and the Maryland attack decide it's time to take the game into their own hands.
Against Georgetown in an earlier game on ESPNU. Yateman bullying his way to the crease. He scores! Will Yateman. Yateman wants to roll. He does. Good trail check. Young spins. Loses Clausen inside. Quick stick score! Move towards the 3-minute mark of quarter 3. Yateman forced back. Yateman's bid off the inside of the post. They're saying goal. Stripping the takeaway. On the fly, it's Brett Schmidt, who did not play last week with a hamstring injury. Good ball movement. There's Young. He scores!
It's 6-4 Maryland, and the Terps are feeling pretty good right now. Unfortunately, they forgot about a guy named Shamel Bratton.
Loop it up top. Bratton gets a handle on it. Shamel Bratton dodging in the open field with an ankle-breaking move. He scores!
Shamel Bratton's split dodge reminds us of Kyle Harrison, and UVA is back within 1. But Maryland isn't going to let them have it this easy.
It's best to tone it down, stick to your overhand or three-quarter arm release.
This one is rounding into form to be a nail-biter today. Look out, Gittleman's hung up, score! There is movement off the ensuing face-off, give Maryland possession. Holmes on the hesitation. Ran right into trouble. Follow-up chance, Gittleman, big save. On the rebound, they score!
This third quarter is all Maryland, and they have a 3-goal lead. If they can hold on for one more quarter, they're going to clinch the regular season ACC title.
There's a whistle here, and it's a loose ball push. It'll be Virginia ball on a quick reset. Backdoor Stanwyck! Bullseye! Maryland controls the draw. Face-offs will be so critical in the fourth. Unsettled here for Holmes to drive. He scores!
The teams trade goals, and the Terps are still in control. But you know the #1 team in the nation isn't going to go down without a fight.
Defensive midfielder from Maryland. College lacrosse is a very specialized game nowadays. They come on, they play defense.
Those two are a pair of bulldogs. Odd man, quick, fast break. Stanwyck delivers again. Go to getespnu.com. Let us know you want ESPNU.
Every NCAA playoff game.
Magnificent before he got buried. It's a 1-goal game. On the end line, though, Virginia was there to back up. They maintain possession. Gladding gets to the high side and finds Brian Carroll. Over the top, he scores! And a flag!
And just like that, UVA ties it up, and their offense is firing on all cylinders. 60 minutes wasn't enough. This game is going into overtime.
This draw belongs to the Terrapins. Whistles, no goal. Whistles before the Catalino ring.
After the first faceoff, it looked like Grant Catalino from Maryland won the game. But the ref stopped the game, thinking that Maryland called a timeout. Dave Cottle is furious right now.
Feeds it inside. Catalino off the crossbar!
UVA is hanging on by a thread right now, and they get even worse news. Their star goalie Adam Gittleman gets a penalty, and so now their backup Mark Wade has to come in. The Terps have a great extra man opportunity right now. With so many big shooters from up top, they're looking to cash in.
In that situation where you're bringing your backup goalie in, more than likely this game is just about over.
They move it swiftly around that circle. Catalina with a ball fake. Groot from down under. Stopped by Wade.
And Mark makes a big save. I think it was against Danny Groot, and sends us into the second overtime. And it's the kind of thing that lifts the team a little bit because he's a very popular kid, and it lends to the legend of the game, so to speak.
Cross field, Yateman. One more on the way down. Gittleman had the stop there. Maryland crawling on this offensive possession. Defender lost his footing. Catalino zips it. Yateman fires it. Stabbed by Gittleman.
Right now, no one can one-up each other, and both teams are exhausted. Supposedly, Virginia LSM Mike Timms is quite literally passed out on the sideline. Someone really needs to step up here. We're headed to the 6th overtime.
Sidestepping Pomper, who hung in there with him well. Into the 2nd minute of the 6th overtime. Yateman on a roll dodge. Coming back to his right. Stuffed by Gittleman. On a roll dodge inside. Yateman coming back on top. Gittleman the save at the buzzer. We are going 7 OTs in the longest men's Division I lacrosse game ever.
At this point, each coach has used so many timeouts that there's really nothing left to say to the players.
I remember at one point saying to the team, "Hey, remember what I told you the last time? Just do that. Do it a little bit better this time, okay?" It was like, okay, what am I supposed to say now?
Young with a fancy cradle. Young speeds in there. Denied again by Gittleman. Max Pomper a long way away from his first shower of the day, right?
Adam Gittleman, 5 saves since the end of regulation. Mark Wade, their backup. Remember, that seems like it was weeks ago. In overtime number 2, making a key stop.
On pins and needles now, the fans at Klockner Stadium in Charlottesville.
You, the players, and the fans.
By the thousands. 7 OTs. Brian Carroll, he scores! This marathon reaches the finish line. Brian Carroll is the overtime hero.
Brian Carroll wins the game in the 7th overtime. He's known for being clutch. He scored 2 overtime goals last season. And just like that, UVA hangs on for the longest NCAA game of all time.
It's one of those games when looking back at it, you think about your career. It's one of those games you just don't forget.
Virginia would go on to the Final Four, eventually falling to Cornell, while Maryland made it to the quarterfinals before losing to Syracuse. Quick side note, Will Yateman from Maryland went on to have a career in the NFL, playing for the Patriots, Dolphins, and Texans. This game will certainly go down in history as one of the most memorable contests of all time. Who knows if we'll ever see something like this again?